the guerrillas still manage to infiltrate behind the Ethiopian lines.
How much are you able to operate inside Asmara itself?
For example, in the past months, we were in need of a film projector, for the cultural show. So we went in cinema hall, the biggest one, and we just took it, or we pillaged it.
In the middle of the night?
In the middle of the night. In the daytime.
In the daytime?
Yeah, in the daytime.
More than 1,000 lorries, nearly all of them captured from the Ethiopians, keep the supplies coming. They move mostly at night or under the cover of cloud. There is a constant threat of air raids, even in the more remote mountain areas. Scattered along its entire length is a network of repair shops, underground garages, and camouflage fuel dumps. Like nearly everything else, the generator is captured. The garage might appear makeshift, but it is in fact extremely efficient. Their assorted collection of Fiats, Bedfords, Mercedes, American Mack trucks are regularly serviced. The spares are cannibalized or made on the spot. The mechanics work long hours, but are expected to fight as well.
Where did you get this machine from?
This machine, just we took it from the liberated area of Massawa. In the night time we go there and we put it in our lorry by manpower and we take it outside.
Just like that?
Like that, yes, sir.
So whenever you want a modern machine lathe like this or any other equipment, you just mount an operation into one of the cities held by the Ethiopians and take it out?
Yes, yes.
It is perhaps the thoroughness of their organization that's been the key to their success. Hidden in the valleys, buried deep in the more inaccessible areas of Eritrea, a complex system of interlocking underground base camps, not just in support of the war, but as part of a behind-the-lines civilian administration. The EPLF Information Department. Fighters rotated from the front man the duplicators. In February alone, they produced 4 different political magazines, 500,000 bus tickets, 40 editions of their school textbooks, and the first water and electricity bills. Not a mile or so away, a typing school, currently training 10 new typists a week. And they have to learn to type in English and Arabic as well as their own language, Tigrinya. And part of the same camp, a carpentry shop. It has 30 skilled carpenters, many of them taught after they had joined the front. They repair and renovate rifles, again mostly captured. They also provide the hospitals with equipment, produce furniture, and with the help of the engineering department next door, have started to manufacture artificial limbs. Like everybody else in the support camps, they work from 6 to 11 in the morning and 4 to 7 in the afternoon, and are expected to go through at least 6 months of military training first. It's during this period that the fighters receive what is considered to be the most essential part of their education. Be it Mao or Marx, the setting is African, a philosophy tailored to the needs of one of the poorest corners of the continent, and the traditional demand for victory to the people. Much colonial blood has been spilt in Eritrea. It was the British, helped by Sudanese and Indian troops, who drove out the Italians during the Second World War, who stormed the same Italian-built fort outside the city of Keren that the EPLF captured from the Ethiopians last year. For the Ethiopians, it was the loss of the second largest city in Eritrea and the end of their effective administration in the province. Ironically, the site of another Italian defeat was also the scene of an Ethiopian one only a few months after Keren. 100 years ago, 500 Italians were killed around this hill. In December last year, 1,500 Ethiopians died here. Now it's the Ethiopians who are colonizing Eritrea. Certainly, there is much eyewitness evidence to support guerrilla claims of the killings of large numbers of men, women and children in the ruined villages around Asmara. The sound of firing still haunts them. The Eritreans do have some claim to self-determination. They were annexed by Ethiopia in 1962. To the late Haile Selassie's attempts to subdue the bandits, as both he and the present regime in Addis Ababa call the EPLF. People of Keren have been organized into various associations. They're the groups that are supposed to lay the democratic foundations for the Eritrea of the future. It's entirely voluntary, but perhaps those on the outside feel a certain amount of social draft. The children of Dekamhare, encouraged as elsewhere to learn practical skills, must always be reminded of the realities of life behind the guerrilla lines. They have to build their own air raid shelters. The Ethiopians, it appears, will never accept anything less than victory in Eritrea, even though more than 6,000 Ethiopian regular soldiers are now prisoners of the EPLF. The problem for the EPLF is that the Ethiopians refuse to recognize that the prisoners even exist, although the International Red Cross has already been provided with their names, addresses and ID cards. The government in Addis Ababa has bluntly refused to discuss the matter, and it appears politically impossible for the Red Cross to act independently. They are fed, clothed and given medical treatment by the guerrillas, but all that's come from the Red Cross so far has been 10,000 bars of chocolate, and even that was sent surreptitiously. But high in the hills near Asmara, that's one problem that wasn't being discussed last month at the meeting of the EPLF's Political Bureau and Central Committee. The men who over the last 16 years have emerged as the driving force behind the front. Alamin Mohammed Said, responsible for the front's foreign missions. Haile Mariam, in charge of education. Mohammed Ramadan Noor, the front's general secretary.
Now we know that according to our intelligence, we know that the Ethiopians, the plan of the Ethiopians, that after they have changed the situation in Ogaden front, that they are planning to have or to concentrate on the northern front. But it's true, it may have certain effect in the situation, but this does not mean that it could change the whole situation against our just cause.
Well, does that mean that as an army that you're prepared and ready to face the full force of an Ethiopian offensive with its Russian tanks, planes, artillery, perhaps even Cuban combat troops? Are you prepared to face that?
Yes, we are prepared, and we are well prepared and ready to face such offensive.
And you think you could contain it?
Yeah, sure.